Hey everybody, it's Alex, the founder and CEO at Motoroso, and today we're talking about the suspension mods that we're going to be doing on our upcoming build of the 2017 Ford Focus RS. And the parts we're going to talk about here are going to fit from the 16 to the 18. Now we're doing a full line of white line sway bars, end links, and bushings, and we made a separate video about that. Check that out. In this video, we'll be talking about the ST Suspensions XTA Plus 3 coilovers. Now if you're not familiar with ST Suspensions, they are a sub-brand under the KW Suspensions umbrella, and everybody knows KW Suspensions, one of the leading manufacturers of motorsport suspension in the world. Top quality products. And ST has got a little bit of a reputation of kind of being their more affordable entry-level brand. But when I start talking about the features in this kit, you'll see that they are not messing around and trickling down amazing technology into a really good product at an excellent price point. This is their top-of-the-line offering, and it's going to run you about $2,500, but it is absolutely packed with features. Now, before I talk about any of the performance features in this XTA Plus 3, I want to first talk about the quality of manufacturing here, because some of the more entry-level products of coilovers out there, they're going to slap them together with not necessarily always the best materials. And they may work great out of the box, but a year down the line, 2 years down the line, they start to decay, they get beat up by the road grime, they get beat up by your driving, and maybe they're not performing as well later on down the line. You're not going to expect that kind of deterioration from this product, because listen, first of all, the shock body is made from a zinc-coated galvanized steel. That is tough material, and because of that zinc coating, it's not going to decay. They actually spray these things when they're fully assembled with this caustic salt water testing spray to make sure that as they operate over time, they're going to stand up to those harsh environments. If you've ever gotten under and tried to adjust the collar on a coilover and you've noticed that the collar sticks and it's really hard to turn, pay attention to the detail they've got here on the threads on this shock body. They actually have a flattened head. Now what this helps do is make sure that the spring collar does not get trapped or bind to that, and it makes it easier to adjust even if they've been on the car and haven't been touched for a year or two. Now additionally, their spring collar is actually a steel collar, but it's coated in this composite material, which helps to make sure, number one, it's a slightly lighter component, but number two, it can't bond to that metal. So you're not going to get a stuck collar, which has actually happened to me, and it can be really annoying because you have to fully replace that coilover. So this is going to make sure that you can get in there and adjust it a year or two later if you're making changes to the car. And they've also got these sealed uniball top mounts, because that ball sits in there and allows the shock to move a little bit. You wouldn't want any dirt, grime or road grime to get in there and cause it to have like a grinding sound or anything like that, or decay and not be as smooth. So it's sealed, it protects it from the elements, and again, they test this against like a jet pressure sprayer with salt water in it to make sure that these things can stand up to the weather conditions they're going to be exposed to. Now let's talk about the performance functionality in these things, and there are a lot of features here. And it's all about adjustability so that you can tune the suspension to feel and perform exactly the way that you want it to, starting with a ride height adjustment. And there's two ways of adjusting the ride height. First of all, up front, it's going to be adjusted by the spring collar. Now there's a little set screw in there, you loosen that, and then they've provided the tool, you crank on it, get that set to the ride height that you want. It's going to allow you to adjust from 1.2 inches lower than stock all the way down to 2 inches lower than stock, and again, it has the tool to do that. In the rear, it's going to allow you to adjust from 1.2 inches to 2.2 inches lower than stock. And of course, the Focus RS sits with an aggressive rake. If you want to eliminate that and get that down, you're going to be able to do that, a little bit of extra adjustment in the rear. And the way that works is it comes with these beautiful machined aluminum spring seats for the rear, and they actually mount this plate to the lower control arm, and then this lower seat moves independently of this mount with a 10 mil that's accessible. So you can very easily just get a 10 millimeter Allen, get under there and make a ride height adjustment very quickly to the spring, and that just changes the overall ride height of the vehicle. The next adjustable feature on these shocks on the front is these top uniball plates. Now, a uniball is important because this allows the shock to move smoothly, and that's going to help with the ride quality. But they also offer a camber adjustment. This is going to let you adjust the camber of the front wheels. Now, if you check out our white line video, we talk about the rear upper control arm that's now adjustable for camber. It's a brand new product that just came out from White Line. The combination of these two going to give you full camber adjustment front and rear. Lastly, and most importantly, is your damping adjustments on these shocks. Now, you would expect any product at this price point to have rebound and damping control, which they do on this. But the reason they're called Plus 3 is that they've actually trickled down their multi-phase adjustable suspension, giving you 2 2 types of compression damping adjustment, high speed and low speed, as well as 1 type of rebound adjustment. Now you get 16 clicks of rebound adjustment. That's done through the top of the shock with their little knob that you slide in and make a little click. You can go around the whole car and make those adjustments. On compression damping adjustments, you're now going to have high and low speed. Now this is about the types of forces that are being put into the vehicle. If you hit a sharp edge bump and the wheel's going to move very rapidly, that's your high speed damping. You might want to tune that down a little bit so that the car's a little more compliant and smoother over those hard bumps. But then your low speed adjustment is going to be those sort of rolling compression adjustments. As you're going through waves, you might want that to be really solid and a little higher in the settings so that the car feels very planted and flat. Now you can tune these things independently. This is super important for anybody doing autocross or track days. This level of adjustment is typically only found in very high-end motorsports level shocks, and they've trickled that down here, and the adjustments are super easy, and they're made through these beautiful machined aluminum knobs that are on the bottom of each of the shocks. And this means that you can easily get in and make these adjustments from the outside of the car without even having to jack it up. And the last thing I'm going to talk about here is ST offers you the ability to customize and personalize the appearance of these coilovers. That's right, you can choose from 18 different colors of spring. The powder coating on the spring can be personalized to exactly the way you want it to look, and you can match that to your car. And of course, we're doing a Focus RS build. There's gonna be a ton of nitrous blue across the car, and so we went with their light blue, which is a really good close match to that nitrous blue. We think that's awesome, and they take it to an even higher level. You can actually print a custom message on the spring if you want to take it to that level of detail. And of course, we chose to print "Find what drives you" because that's our tagline. Now, of course, you can find all these products and more at great prices on Motoroso.com, or you can call us toll-free at 833-MOTOROSO if you want to look at customizing a set for your vehicle. Now, we recommend pairing these with the full Whiteline suite of sway bars, end links, and bushings. There's some great products in that lineup. Watch that video over here to learn more about the chassis tuning that this whole setup is going to allow. Plus, we will be doing an installation video later, so subscribe to the channel and check that out. Thanks for watching.